Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports. I'm CJ Tully, and today I'm going to be ranking the teams in the MLB as to whether or not I think they're going to make the playoffs. Let's talk about it. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be breaking down these teams as to where I think they're going to go as to if they have a chance to make the playoffs. I ranked them out here with World Series possibilities, possible playoff locks. We have likely to slide into the playoffs, need to lock in right now, mid-division hope, maybe 2027 they have a chance, and AAA, here we come. So let's start off here with the Los Angeles Angels, and it's been a rough go at it right now for them. Currently sitting 14-23, 2-8 in their last 10. They really have not been able to get it going. I think right now, AAA, here they come. Moving on now to the Rockies, it's been a lot of the same story for them. I will say the bright spot for them right now has been Mickey Moniak. He's been turning it on of late. I believe he has 11 home runs now on the season, so maybe he's a trade deadline acquisition. I just made a video on that the other day, but Colorado now sitting 14-22, 4-6 in their last 10 games in a 5-game losing streak as of the making of this video. I think the Rockies, they're headed to AAA with the Angels. Now, let's go over here to the Red Sox. This has been interesting for the Red Sox this season. They fire Alex Cora. You see the turmoil going on within the locker room. This was a team that I thought had a chance at the World Series. I liked some of the moves they made. I did think that losing Alex Bregman was going to be a big hit to this team because you got rid of Rafael Devers last year, and now you're seeing this whole situation with how the infield is laying out. For the Red Sox, they're sitting 15-21, 6-4 in their last 10 games. They have started to get it going a little bit more since the firing of Alex Cora, but I do believe that the Red Sox, they might have a chance in 2027. I do still think they have a great core. I'll be interested to see what they do at the deadline, but for right now, I think 2027 is where they should be looking. Let's move on to their division rival here in the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, been an interesting season for them. They lose Bo Bichette this offseason. They had the World Series appearance last year. Just haven't really been able to get it going. I know injuries have been an issue for them, especially with the rotation. Right now, sitting 16-20 on a 3-game losing streak. I think for them, they could lock in right now. I still think there's some hope for them. Maybe they can lock in and get something done. Maybe a wild card spot here for the Blue Jays. Let's go now to the Houston Astros. And again, another team that's been dealing with some injuries. The pitching just has not really been there. And then this lineup. I mean, Yordan Alvarez has really just been the only spark here for this team. I believe Jeremy Pena is coming back from injury soon, so maybe he can start to be a little bit of a spark plug in this lineup. But for right now, sitting 15-22, I don't really see it happening for them right now. Maybe with the mid-division hope, just knowing that the AL West is kind of all up in the air. They're really only, 4 games out now from the division. I could see them making a push to the division late in the season. So let's put them at the mid-division hope. Now let's go on to the Washington Nationals because they were riding pretty high here in the NL East for a majority of the year, given the fact that the Phillies and the Mets just weren't really doing anything. Currently sitting 16-20. They have lost 5 of their last 10 games. The Nationals, maybe 2027. I still don't think they're quite there yet. I think there's still some moves that this team can make to get there. Do like some of the young talent. CJ Abrams has played well. James Wood has been playing well. So maybe 2027 they could finally get over that hump. I just don't think they have enough pieces right now. Let's go on to the Atlanta Braves, also in the NL East, and I think this is a pretty easy World Series possibility. This team is playing well above expectations this season. Strider, Swanbuck, they're both coming back from injuries. I believe Strider's actually back from injury now. Look at this lineup. Acuna is now hurt, but he wasn't even really being the productive piece on this team. It's been a lot of Drake Baldwin. See some Austin Riley get in there. Maybe a little Matt Olson could start to produce a little bit more as well. I think the Braves are World Series possibilities here for this 2026 season. The Phillies are starting to creep up, so maybe the division will be a fight, but they're still sitting 9.5 games above the Phillies. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games, and nobody really has an answer to the Braves right now, so I think they have a chance at the World Series. Let's go on to a team that's very interesting here, though, in the Chicago White Sox. Sitting at 17-19 now. They did lose their last game as the making of this video. Murakami has been a very, very interesting piece of the season because sign him to a 2-year contract. Do they hold on to him? Are they going to be looking to trade him at the deadline? I do believe if they hold on to them, they have a chance to get it done here. Give me some mid-division hope. Now, this is a pretty big ask here for this White Sox team to have a chance to make the playoffs. But right now, they're sitting 17-19, just a half game back in the division in the AL Central. Nobody really has it figured out right now in the Central. Guardians leading the division. If this comes down to the trade deadline, if they continue to be buyers and they don't trade Murakami, maybe you do see the White Sox make a little bit of a push here. Let's go now to the New York Mets, and it's been one hell of a season here for the Mets, I'll say that. Sitting at 13-22, a lot of injuries here with this team, but that's kind of what you had to expect when you looked at this lineup. Robert Jr. has not really had a healthy season ever. Juan Soto's dealt with injuries. Francisco Lindor's dealt with injuries, and even when he is playing, he's not playing well. I think it's AAA here for the Mets. I don't know what this team is going to be in the next few years. They added a lot of veteran talent and a lot of guys that are injury prone. So I don't know what the future is going to hold here for the Mets. I think this was a lot of money spent on players that were good at one point, but not necessarily producing right now. So give me the Mets in AAA. Let's go over to the Baltimore Orioles because this is a team that I had making a very deep playoff run. I actually believe I had them in my World Series. I'll talk about my other World Series team on the NL side in just a bit, but the Orioles are an interesting team. Gunnar Henderson, Pete Alonso has been starting to get the power going. Adley Rutschman has been great with the power this season, especially after coming back from injury. I believe he has a grand slam this season as well. Jackson Holliday does have a bit of the delay in his recovery from injury, so that'll set them back a little bit. The pitching has really been the biggest question for the Orioles over the past few years. They had this young spark plug talent with all of these young guys at one point. They're kind of just a 500 team at this point, sitting 16-20, not even 500, but I believe they play 500 baseball is what I mean by that. I don't think they're the greatest of teams. They're not definitely the worst of teams. I just don't know where they're going to be. Give me maybe need to I want to put them in need to lock in, but I think mid-division hope is probably the best chance here for the Orioles. No, I can't even say that because the Yankees are so good. Give me maybe 2027. I'm going to put them in here with the Red Sox. They have the talent. I just don't know that this is the year necessarily. With the way that things have shaken up, maybe they can add some starting pitching depth at the deadline. But as of right now, it's looking pretty rough right now for the Baltimore Orioles. Let's go over to the NL yet again. I know I've been bouncing all around here, but I want to shake it up so we're not just going division by division. But look at the San Diego Padres sitting 21-14. They're just a half game back from the Dodgers right now. 4-6 in their last 10, but they were on a pretty big win streak at one point this season. They have some big pieces stepping up. Now, I did make a video the other day about Fernando Tatis and how I just don't think he's getting back to the MVP caliber player. Coincidentally enough, he had his best year in 2021, was banned for PEDs in 2022. Make the correlation there if you want, but for right now, I think the Padres, they're likely to slide in there, at least in a wild card spot. I do like this Padres team. Rotation's been playing well. Ramon Laureano has been absolutely phenomenal for them. So give me the Padres to likely slide into the playoffs here. Actually, I think they're a lock. Give me them to be a playoff lock, actually, with the Padres. Let's go over here now to the Dodgers. I think this will be a pretty easy one, so let's just get this out of the way. Possibility for a World Series, sitting 22-14. Now, they haven't been playing the best baseball of late. They're 5-5. They lost a few series of late. So the Dodgers, I mean, they have their weaknesses. But, again, you can't look at that lineup, that rotation, and say they're not a possibility for the World Series. So as much as I hate it, we're going to put the Dodgers in here as a possible World Series contender because they are every single year. Let's go over to the Central again and get this one out of the way as well. This is my other team that I had in the World Series, and that's the Cubs. I do think they're going to get there. This is no bias. As you saw, I put the Orioles down there. I think the Cubs really do have a chance here. I like what Bregman adds to this team. Ballesteros at catching has been phenomenal. You look at Pete Crow Armstrong. You look at the way this team is structured. Suzuki has gotten the power going as well. This is a team that can get it done. Shota Umanga on the mound. They had Eduardo Cabrera. I think the Cubs are seriously built for a World Series, and I think it'd be great to see World Series baseball at Wrigley Field. Yet again, give me them as possible World Series contenders here. Now let's stay in the Central and go to the Cardinals because they have been a very interesting team here this season. They've had their win streaks. They've had their sweeps. And Jordan Walker has been the biggest part of this. Now, rotation has been a little wishy-washy. We see the young talent in Herrera. We see J.J. Weatherholt getting it done. I think that this team, they need to lock in, and I think they can get it done. Genuinely, I think they could be a wild card team with the way that things are shaking up right now. That is going to depend on the Reds, and I'll go to them next year because the Reds are another team that if they lock in now, they could win this division and maybe slide into a wild card, not win the division. I do think the Cubs will win this division, but I think it's between the Cardinals and the Reds as to who's going to come in second in that division, and I think that will put them into that final wild card spot there. I do think one of these two teams will make it in here, and let's just finish out the Central going to the Pirates. I think 2027 is going to be their year. I think Connor Griffin needs a little bit more time to develop. Ozuna's been a great piece here. I'm actually curious if they can hold on to him or maybe they can get something for him at the deadline if they're not competing. Ryan O'Hearn's another guy who's been phenomenal. Lowe has been a phenomenal addition for them as well. They have the pieces. Paul Skeens hasn't had the greatest of seasons, to be completely honest with you. I mean, he's still Paul Skeens. It's great baseball, but I think he would even say that he'd like to play a little bit better this season. So give me them in maybe 2027. I just don't know what this Pirates team is going to do going forward. This division has just been stacked this year. They're sitting at 19-17, so definitely not bad whatsoever, but I just think this division is very deep right now, and I don't know that the Pirates have the talent as of right now to get it done. But give me in 2027. I think if they hold on to some of these pieces and they continue to grow, O'Neal Cruz has also been phenomenal as of late. So I think the Pirates could get there. It's just I don't know if they're there quite yet. Now going over here to the Diamondbacks, and it's been another interesting season here for the Diamondbacks. 3-7 in their last 10 games, sitting at 500, 17-17 on the season. I don't think this is the year for them. Maybe they can slide into 2027. I wouldn't say they're a AAA team, but genuinely do not think they're going to be getting into the playoffs this season. Going out to the Miami Marlins, this has been a fun team to watch. I like a lot of the young talent here. They just had a 4-game series with the Phillies. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games, 16-20 on the season, 9.5 games back of the division. Give me the Marlins, maybe 2027. I still think they're a few pieces away, but I do like what this Marlins team has been doing over the past few years. They've been a sneaky good team. That stadium just does not get filled. Even watching the Philly series there, it's just very, very boring to watch. There's no environment there. Give me them maybe in 2027. Here we go with the Athletics, and I'm going to say they're likely to slide in here. I wouldn't say they're a lock necessarily. They're winning the division right now at 18-17, and I think give me them. They need to lock in. I don't think they're quite there yet, honestly. It's rough with the Athletics. I like them to slide into the playoffs this year. I truly believe they would be a playoff team, but this division's just really, really rough. I could even put them here in mid-division hope. Maybe that's where I will put them because they have the chance with the division being the way it is. Nick Hurts, not necessarily playing as well as you would have thought. Jacob Wilson, again, not playing as well as you thought. I mean, Lawrence Butler is pretty much fallen off the map. I'm not 100% honest how his stats have been this season, but I know last year he fell off and he was a 9-hitter at one point this season. So I want to say the Athletics are mid-division hope. They can still win this division. Like I said, it's 18-17 right now is them leading the division, so anything can really happen. I'll say in division, though, and I'll say the Mariners are likely to slide in. Again, maybe the A's win this division, but I do think the Mariners could at least be a wild card team. The AL is just so weak right now. I mean, there's really no other way around it. Anybody could be a wild card team. Like I said, winning the AL West right now is 18-17. Your winning percent is .514. I mean, I think the Mariners will find their way in no matter what. They will likely win this division. You're starting to see Cal Raleigh come on. Now, I know he's dealing with some injuries. Josh Naylor was turning it on last week as well. Julio Rodriguez has started to be a better player. Hannock was phenomenal on the mound the other day. So I think the Mariners will find themselves in the playoffs, whether that is with a division win or they find themselves in a wild card. I do think the Mariners will find their way into the playoffs. The Brewers, I would say they need to lock in right now. Again, this division has been very difficult. They have the talent to get somewhere in this division. They're sitting at 18-16. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. They just haven't been consistent. I believe Mizorowski's on the IL right now, or he's dealing with an injury. So I think they need to lock in. I think that comes down a lot to the same. These two kind of match up for me. They need to lock in mid-division hope, but for them, I'll say they need to lock in right now because this can start to get away from them if the Cubs start to play phenomenal and if the Reds or Cardinals start to pull away with this. So I'll say they need to lock in now. Somebody needs to take a hold of that second spot now in the NL Central. Going to the San Francisco Giants, another team that I had a lot of hope with this year to make the playoffs. They added a new coach. They added some great talent. I mean, Harrison Bader, Luis Arias. They had Rafael Devers come in last offseason. I'm going to put them right now in AAA. Here we come. They're sitting right now at 14-22, 3-7 in their last 10 games, and they're just becoming an easy win right now for the league. Give me the San Francisco Giants right now to be a AAA team. I don't know what they need to do. I think they have the talent there. Maybe it is the young head coach coming over from college that is the issue. Maybe it's a leadership thing. I don't know. I like this team on paper. I thought they really had a chance. Logan Webb on the mound. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain the Giants this year. I had them as a possible contender here for the playoffs and to make a deep run. Just really hasn't panned out that way for them. Going out to the Philadelphia Phillies, I will have to say that they are likely to slide in right now. They're sitting not as great as you would have hoped, 16-20, but they are 8-2 in their last 10 games and riding a 3-game win streak. They're winning some series, which is important here for the Phillies. It does look like the Braves are going to win this division. They're 9.5 games above the Phillies. But I do think the Phillies are going to find a way to get a wild card spot. I don't see the playoffs without the Phillies. Now, with the Rob Thompson era, you could definitely say that. But you have players like Stott and Bohm starting to step it up. Bryce Harper is truly starting to play elite baseball. So I think the Phillies will definitely find themselves a way to sneak into the playoffs here. If that is a wild card spot, I think that's a dangerous Phillies team to be dealing with. So give me them to likely slide in here. The Rays, I would say they're a playoff lock as of right now. They're really exceeding expectations, 23-12 on the season, 9-1 in the last 10 games, riding a 5-game winning streak. This Rays team is dangerous. They have some stars around that lineup. And Yandy Diaz, you have Randa, you have Chandler Simpson, Junior Caminario. I mean, there's so many names on this team. Again, kind of like the Marlins, just an environment where baseball isn't necessarily most appealing to watch, but this is a sneaky good team. Cash has been a phenomenal coach for them. I think the Rays are a playoff lock at this point. They're sitting 23-12. I mean, that's really good baseball. If you're sitting behind the Yankees, you're doing something right now. And the Rays are a very dangerous team here. I think they will be a lock to make the playoffs. Going now to the Kansas City Royals. I will say they need to lock mid-division hope. I'll put them mid-division hope. This is a Kansas City Royals team that they're sitting 17-19. They're 8-2 in their last 10. 5-game win streak. They're starting to get something going here with Bobby Witt, Vinny Pasquantino coming off IL. I mean, Salvador Perez has been pretty good in the last few games as well. They have a chance. They're starting to turn it around. Again, the Cleveland Guardians right now sitting 18-19 winning the division. It's not going to take too much for this Royals team to get it going. I think they're the deepest team in this division, in my opinion. So give me them mid-division hope. I'll say the Guardians are the same thing as they're winning this division right now. I don't necessarily think they're going to win the division. I'm not too much of a fan of the talent on that team. So I would say the Royals have the best chance to win that division. They're starting to lock in, so that's why I'm going to put them right now in this because they're already locked in at 8-2. So give me the Royals to make the playoffs here with some mid-division hope. Let's go now to the Detroit Tigers sitting in that same division. I guess they got to lock in. They really need to lock in right now to have a chance. I don't think they have the best chance to win this division. I do believe it'll be the Royals. So give me the Tigers to have to lock in sooner rather than later. 18-9 right now, just 4-6 in their last 10 games. We saw the abysmal start to the season they had, so you could see that happening again. Tarik Skubal now, he's injured right now, so give me the Tigers to not necessarily win this division, but if they do, they need to lock in now. Same here goes for the Twins. I don't think this is their year. They're sitting at 16-20. They're a AAA team. They sold the farm last year. They did start this season really, really well, and it was really surprised me. They were one of the best teams in baseball to start the season. But now they came back to reality, sitting 16-20, 4-6 in their last 10 games. Give me the Twins as a AAA team. Now we got our final two teams here. Let's go with the Rangers to start things off here. 16-19, 3-7 in their last 10 games. Do not think this is the year for them. Give me a 2027 possibility for the Rangers. They could be mid-division hope. Yeah, we'll give them mid-division hope, honestly. There's a little bit of a chance. Only 2 games back in the division. I don't see it happening. I would say them and the Astros are pretty much fighting for that second or third spot in the division. Same with the Athletics. So I would say this is mid-division hope for the AL West. And then finally, the Yankees. I mean, they are unstoppable right now. Aaron Judge, Ben Rice. I mean, this team has been phenomenal. Cam Schlittler, Max Fried on the mound. Give me the Yankees as a possible World Series team. But that will do it for me. This is everything that I think could happen here for this team, or for these teams, and where their chances are to make the playoffs as of right now. Let me know what you think, what you agree with, disagree with in the comments down below, and I'll check you guys next time with another episode of Let's Talk Sports. I'm CJ Tully. Follow me on social media at Let's Talk Sports. You can also follow me, follow everything I do on my website at letstalksports.com, and always subscribe here on YouTube. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time.